Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time here, thank you so much for stopping by. I hope that you enjoy yourself while you're here. And if you've been here before and decided to return, thank you very much. I really appreciate seeing that people are coming back to my channel, and it means a lot and I appreciate it. So it is super late. Well, late enough. It's about 1:31 in the morning, but I wanted to do this video. I came in from an event that I was at earlier this evening, the Marie Antoinette's. It's a fun civic and social organization that I'm a part of here in the city. And I figured, you know what, let's just keep on going and do this video. This is a video that this is by request. I love that I'm getting requests. So this is a walkthrough of a tarot deck, and you know who you are. So hi, this is for you specifically. This is a walkthrough of the Pulp Tarot. You guys, I really love this deck, and I need to use it more often than I do. And that's something that, here we go down a different rabbit hole, but that's something that I need to really start coming up with. I don't know, a chart, a system, a way to really start utilizing some of the amazing decks that I have that I don't. But let's talk about this one tonight, the Pulp Tarot. It is created by Todd Alcott, and he has a couple of decks at this point. Now, originally this was a Kickstarter, I'm pretty sure, and was independently published. I bought the deck on Etsy when I purchased it last year. I think now you can actually get it on Amazon. I'm pretty sure that you can find it on Amazon, but I purchased my copy on Etsy. He's got another one that I'm really wanting. The, is it the Universal Monsters or the Horror? It's called the Horror Tarot, and I really want to check that one out. But let's talk about this one, the Pulp Tarot. So it comes in this fantastic box that looks like a pulp tarot, like a pulp novel, one of the pulp, excuse me, you guys. My voice is kind of, my vocal cords are not very happy with me. It was pretty loud where I was, so I've got tea, so I will be sipping on my tea periodically throughout the video, and hoping that my voice holds out. But it's shaped almost, it's like a book, one of the pulp novels, even with the colored edges of the pages like those books would have had. And pulp novels were kind of thought of like trash novels. And I think they originated actually in the late 1800s, all the way up into maybe the 60s. But they were most popular in the 30s, 40s, and 50s. And as you can see from the image of our beautiful pinup style, God, what I wouldn't give to find a pair of those shoes out. Oh, I would march all over the place in those. But I love it. She's holding a tarot card. And you see like the price tag like it would have been on one of the actual books. And then there's the back, the spine of the book, so to say. And the price, 35 cents. I love it. And then here is the back, which features some of the cards. And let's just put these on. A dynamic two-fisted approach to tarot, because pulp novels were just super dramatic and intense and over the top, and with these amazing images that would have been on the cover of the books that were kind of like that. So the Pulp Tarot gives the traditional tarot card deck a new twist with a cast of characters captured from the glorious repository of pulp illustration, ready to unleash the secret forces pulsing vibrantly within every living soul and lay bare the squirming, throbbing life within. Colorful, intriguing, and complex, the Pulp Tarot was created with only one goal in mind: to guide your questing soul from darkness to light, if you dare. So I love how in the back it's written in the same kind of extreme, again, high stakes drama that would have been typical of pulp novels. So Todd Alcott has been a playwright, monologuist, screenwriter, actor, and filmmaker, and is now a graphic artist living in Southern California. He's known on the internet for his cultural mashups that reimagine popular songs as covers of paperback novels, movie posters, magazine covers, and other 20th century ephemera. I think I need to go check him out. So the unemployedphilosophersguild.com is, so again, I think this was originally a self-published deck. The hard-boiled minor arcana, the thrilling major arcana, 78 sensational cards, fast-paced illustration. Book describes every card in dramatic detail. So that's what is written on the back. And I do want to read, before we get into the cards, I do want to read right quick. This is my iPad, if I can hold on to it. So I do want to read from something I found online a little bit. Forgive me, guys. I'm going to take a sip of tea right quick. And yes, I have the tea bag in. And yes, I am aware that that is in poor taste and not in keeping with proper etiquette. And still, I drink. Oh, it's so, oh, that's nice. Oh, I love this tea brand. This blend is, it's pucca tea, and it's spearmint, ashwagandha, and something else. It's really nice. It's called Peace. So the Pulp Tarot by Todd Alcott. This project has been a very long time aborting. I've been interested in the tarot as both an oracle and as a piece of design for decades. Back in the 1980s, I started to design a new deck, painting huge new images based on the artistic trends of the day. Soon, the enormity of the task overwhelmed me and I abandoned it. More recently, my visual art has been centered around creating new work based in mid-century designs. Forgive me, guys. Mid-century designs, incorporating and manipulating existing images from the 20th century pop culture with an emphasis on startling, dynamic paintings of classic pulp fiction covers. The Pulp Tarot expands upon that work, taking 70 years of pop culture ephemera and putting it into a Photoshop Cuisinart to create a new tarot deck that approaches the classic images of the Rider-Waite Smith deck from the viewpoint of this modern cultural blender. Inspiration for the cards is drawn from everything from the 19th century dime store novels to the 1970s exploitation movie posters, creating a rich, complex conversation between the arcane symbols of the tarot and the sensationalist world of the pulps. This is a complete deck, all 78 cards plus booklet describing my choices and process. Todd Alcott. So I thought that was pretty cool. And yeah, it goes on to show some other things and the horror tarot. Ooh, we're not going to dive down that rabbit hole. But yeah, his horror tarot, which is on my list. So put my iPad over here. So opening the box. A nice sturdy box. So again, if you are a professional reader, it's really nice to have a safe place for if you're transporting decks. A lot of times I do put my decks in, you know, like here's my copy, this Wiser Tarot and the pouch it lives in. A lot of times I do keep them in a cloth pouch in many of my decks, but I do like to have a sturdy box as a professional reader who sometimes is taking my cards to whatever different venue or establishment. And this is just so freaking cool. This is so pretty. I have a secretary, an antique secretary, and this deck sits right very prominently placed so that you can see it as you walk by, because it's just so pretty. It's so pretty. So when you open it up, it has a guidebook, and I do like when the deep well to keep the cards in with a ribbon, a pull ribbon for easy access to pull the deck of cards out. And it is a nice little white book. Gives you a little bit more of his background story as an artist and how he came to create the deck, which I always like. I think that's really cool for me to know what an artist had in mind and how and why they came through their creative process and created a certain deck. And then he goes on to give a nod to specifically Pamela Coleman Smith, as far as the original Rider-Waite-Smith decks, which this deck is in the Rider-Waite-Smith system. And as you can see, a little blurb on each of the cards. So it's explaining the quote traditional meaning of a card, but also describing the image and how that relates of his interpretation of the cards. And things were kept pretty traditional as far as card titles, wands, cups, swords, and what are pentacles? I think pentacles are pentacles. Yeah, pentacles are not coins, they are pentacles. And it is Page, Knight, Queen, King. Copyright, yeah, so this came out in 2022. So the guidebook is definitely worth a look. So without further ado, let's pull and slide these out. Now, because I have worked with this deck, the cards are shuffled. When I try to do videos, I do try to take the time to put the cards into the order that you would receive upon purchasing them. I didn't do that this time because it's late and I'm tired. So the back of the deck, look at that, that's so cool. I love the black and red. And as you can see, it just says Pulp Tarot all over it. And as a Gen Xer, just when I look at this, I can almost hear a certain kind of 1960s music that would play. Dun, 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 dun. Very dramatic music for a mystery television show or a crime show, police procedural. So we have the Ten of Wands. I mean, if that does not capture the essence of exhaustion and overwhelm and feeling like you have to take on the weight of the world, what does? You know, this King of Wands. God, what movie does this? Oh, crap! There's a movie that I feel like that was drawn from. This Four of Wands, completely about celebration and enjoyment and fun and partying. If you are looking for inclusivity, and that's a very big important thing for you in a tarot deck, this may not be the one. There is token. But if that's something that you really feel needs to be very thorough throughout a deck, this is not the deck. I do love this Five of Pentacles. So it's very traditional Rider-Waite-Smith's meaning and symbolism, very easy to see. But in this kitschy kind of cool way. She really, for me, captures the Queen of Wands. And the font is different for each one, so it is kind of a cool thing if you are newer to tarot to be able to eyeball as you're looking at the cards. Swords font, here it is, very traditional, Six of Swords, but I love how it offers such a peaceful feeling with the moon and the stars there. So swords always have this heading. Talk about the Ten of Swords, murder mystery. Now, the major arcana are done almost like the covers of, well, many of them are done like movie posters and the covers of a book, but they have, or it will say somewhere, major arcana on our sun. Happy little Bobby on his spring pony. Pam Grier, gotta love that. Mid-century guy named Frank for our King of Cups. And this is the font that's with the cups that you'll see on all the cups cards, and then the symbol of cups here. So after a day of hard work, Frank decides to go over to his catamaran, and he's in his leisure suit. So Nine of Wands. Oh, this just completely captures. I love it. Queen of Pentacles is one of my go-to cards. High Priestess is the Grand Poobah, but Queen and Nine of Pentacles are my backup cards and star as to whether I will love a deck or not. And I completely love this card. I did a post on Instagram about as a person who needs to eat more vegetables and featured that card. The Temperance card. Like, look at this. Major Arcana, number 14. Part man, part woman. All angel. 1 foot in the water, 1 foot on land. Temperance. So, which for so many reasons, this is spot on for me for a Temperance card. The Hanged Man. Three of Swords, pretty traditional. I quite honestly wish we'd done a little bit more with that one. Queen of Swords, Joan of Arc. Perfect. This Three of Pentacles. Like the old dog-eared, kind of Columbo, tattered, khaki raincoat with the hardened detectives figuring out a case. This is almost kind of like a 70s, 60s vibe, I guess. The Beat, the Knight of Cups. And then, you know, because at that time in mid-century with space age and space travel, as we were trying to travel to the moon and how popular science fiction was, this Three of Wands. The Tower. Major Arcana, number 16. So again, if you're new to tarot, it really, I think, is very user-friendly for someone who's new. Kind of Audrey Hepburn vibes with this Page of Pentacles. This Two of Cups. The Nine. Talk about overindulgence and loving every minute of it with no guilt. Very sweet, reminiscent of some of the old school books from the 50s. I mean, brilliant. Magician is, yes, literally. The moon, and I love how it has, I'm not sure what that is. It's like a wolf, and I'm not sure what that other creature is. Maybe it's a cryptid of some sort. Maybe it's a different kind of wolf. That moon. The Death card. No respecter of persons, regardless of your power, your beauty, death. No one can escape. Change is happening for all of us. This Nine of Pentacles, she is everything, Nine of Pentacles. Talk about the epitome of I know my value, I know my worth, and I'm not casting pearls amongst swine. I love it. King of Pentacles. Kind of reminds me of the old Butterick patterns when my mom used to sew. Look at this precious, sweet Queen of Cups. Two of Wands, making choices and decisions about probably colonizing a land and taking some artifacts, but you know. Cheeky Page of Swords. King of Pentacles. Again, I can just have this auditory experience when I look at these cards of old music from, you know, watching things when I was a kid that were reruns and old television shows that were being repeated. Look at the Seven of Swords. She has taken the money and running. 6. A Chariot, that's awesome. This Judgment card, Zombie from the Grave. What a beautiful Empress. Two of Swords, very traditional. The Fool. Just full of fun. Seven of Pentacles. She is contemplating. It's a very Joan Collins look there. Cannot think of who this gentleman is, but he reminds me of somebody from old Hollywood. Is that the King of Swords? Very pragmatic gentleman. The Four of Pentacles. Holding on to the cash. Seven of Wands. Yeah, the Crusades. Five of Swords. I think that's completely appropriate. The Ace. Traditional, but again, that unique take. The old original Peter Pan for the Two of Pentacles. The Hermit. The Hierophant. Talk about the establishment and bureaucracy and rules. Ace of Pentacles. So the aces are very traditional as far as, you know, a hand of, you know, appearing from the ether. This Four of Cups. Talk about the epitome of despondency. The Strength card. Emperor. I love this Queen of Wands. It's very Art Deco Arte. So it's a slight difference in the feel of the artwork, but I really love her. It's Five of Cups. Johnny wouldn't talk to me at the dance. I can never face him again. Oh my God, my life is over. You know, this High Priestess, at first I was like, but then I really like her. We have the pomegranates in the back. And as though this is the issue number of the magazine, number 2, as she is the second card of the Major Arcana. That woman is never going to let you know that she knows all of the secrets. She looks so benign. It's like her name's Peggy. She's a nice lady. Peggy knows all the secrets. Actually, I am going to read from the book right quick on Peggy. I've named her Peggy. Todd Alcott does not call. Todd Alcott does not call the High Priestess Peggy. Just me looking at that picture. Okay, so the High Priestess. The High Priestess knows things. She's got wisdom and she makes the rules. but she's also kind and personable. You could say she's a mom. Her props, her keys, her paper, her outfit, her moon-shaped brooch, her pomegranate and palm wallpaper all point to being a wise keeper of traditional order. Ten of Cups, family bowling night. Eight of Cups, he had to walk away. Look at this Three of Cups, you guys. Oh my gosh. The Devil. That is just flippin' brilliant. That's just so freaking cool. Knight of Wands. Hello. Too fast for love. Oh my God. Eight of Swords. Very traditional Eight of Swords there. An Ace. I do love that the dove was included. Look at this Lover's card. Oh, a Lover's triangle. Adam and Eve. The Archangel. Coming to see. Choices were made. Consequences will happen. Four of Swords. What a beautiful star card. This looks like one of the old posters from the 20s to advertise for the travel and for the cruises, the ships. Eight of Pentacles. This, definitely remember that at the end of, and I forget what company it was, but at the end of movies or television shows. The Seven of Cups. The Ten of Pentacles. Boy, there is so much that I could say about this family and their traditions. And the Eight of Wands, flying cigarettes. Mid-century. I mean, until very, very recently, I mean, yeah, cigarettes. A major part of society and pop culture. So let's pull Pulp Tarot. Name one thing that you would like what would you like for the person who requested this video? What would you like for her to know? Forgive me, you guys know I'm always fiddling with my earbuds. What would you like for that person to know? The cards, oh, cardstock. Cardstock is really good on these. Now again, I purchased this through Etsy. Do not know if there would be a difference in quality or cardstock if you get it on Amazon. But the cardstock is excellent. So if you're a person who riffle shuffles, I feel like you will be safe. I'm pretty gentle with my decks for the most part, but I definitely use them. Let's try to riffle shuffle. I've got big hands. The cards are pretty big. You can riffle shuffle with them though. They're a little stiff for me because I don't usually riffle shuffle. So there we go. All right, what do you want the person to know? For anybody who sees this and who feels that this message is appropriate, as well as for the person who requested it. We have the Eight of Wands. Things may be happening really, really quickly. There might be some travel that's coming up for you, maybe more than one trip or a lot of moving parts to your trip. Try not to get overwhelmed. How can you not get overwhelmed? Maybe there's some international travel that might be for this person or for anybody that comes across this video. How to not get overwhelmed. Think about times in the past, and what have you learned about preparing for travel. This card has a lot of associations for me with Saturn. So what rules, what structure, what things are you going to, consider that are non-negotiables about your trip, and being very forthcoming with anybody about time limits or time expectations or restrictions put on you, and being very, very clear that maybe you don't have all the time in the world, but you want to direct your focus toward the best way to use your energy. And it looks like you will end up having a good time if you do that. So this has been a walkthrough and show and tell of the delightful Pulp Tarot by Todd Alcott. And I hope you all enjoyed this, and I will see you in the next video. Much love to everyone.